The stream that knew my name. Part 1. The link. I wasn't even looking for anything weird. I was just bored. It was 1:42 a.m., and I was scrolling through an old Reddit thread titled Creepiest Links You've Ever Clicked. Most were dead or led to cringy shock content, but one caught my eye. A comment from a deleted user said, I copied it, ran it through a URL opener, and bam. A black screen. Don't click this, unless you want to see something you were never meant to. The link looked broken, but curiosity got the better of me. But then a video began to buffer. Grainy at first, like footage from a 2010 webcam. Slowly an image formed. I waited a few seconds, thinking it was a troll. A bedroom. Even the laundry pile I hadn't picked up in 3 days was there, in the exact spot near the closet. No, my bedroom. Same faded green comforter, same leaning floor lamp. I stared, frozen, wondering how the hell this was possible. Maybe a recording. Maybe someone had taken footage from social media and reconstructed it. Then a robotic voice cut through the silence. Still sleeping on your left side? My mouth went dry. I wasn't touching anything, but the camera view started slowly panning toward the bed. That's when I saw it. The bed was empty, except for a single piece of white paper on the pillow. The voice returned. Not anymore. And the screen went black again. Part 2. The note. I slammed my laptop shut and stood up, my legs trembling. This had to be a prank. Someone was messing with me. But how would they know my room that well? My heart pounding, I rushed to my bedroom to prove to myself it was just coincidence. But the note, it was there. Sitting perfectly in the center of my pillow. I hadn't put it there. Swear I hadn't. The handwriting was weird, like someone had tried to mimic human script but hadn't quite nailed it. Curved too perfectly, symmetrical in a way that was unnatural. I picked it up with shaky hands. All it said was, "We're glad you clicked." Nothing. The front door was locked. Windows too. I live alone and no one has a spare key. I tore apart the room, checked under the bed, behind the curtains, even in the air vents. I even checked my webcam history. Nothing was open. The streaming page? Gone. The browser history showed nothing after Reddit. I called my friend Alan, a software engineer, and told him everything. He thought I was messing with him. Dude, you've been gaming too hard. Get some sleep. But sleep didn't come. My phone battery drained to 0, even while charging. Lights flickered, but only when I was near them. I used my old GoPro, pointed right at the bed, let it run overnight. That night, every sound made me flinch. The creak of the fridge, car passing outside, the distant echo of a dog barking. But nothing was worse than what I heard at 3:08 a.m., a faint whisper. Not outside. Not in the hallway. Inside my room. I turned on every light and didn't sleep a second. Part 3. They're watching over the next few days. Things got worse. My smart TV turned itself on twice, always to static. I set up my own camera. Figured if someone was spying on me, I'd catch them. Jerked, stiff and robotic, like someone trying to remember how humans move. When I reviewed the footage the next day, I felt sick. At 2:41 a.m., I was sleeping on my side, my left side. Stretching, going to the bathroom, making coffee. I remember being me. At 2:43 a.m., my body suddenly sat up straight, like a puppet pulled by strings. I even slept in a motel one night just to feel normal again. Eyes open. I stared directly into the GoPro, no blinking, no breathing. A peaceful river scene, soft blues and greens. But I could swear I'd seen it before, just ... Staring, then I laid back down. Except the body on the screen didn't move like a human. The time stomp continued. I stayed motionless for hours. But here's the thing. I remember waking up at 7:15 a.m., but according to the video, I never moved again after that moment at 2:43. Part 4. Who's really watching? I stopped using my phone. I unplugged every smart device. No Wi-Fi, no Bluetooth, but I couldn't escape it. The motel had a painting above the bed. Not just seen it, painted it. Back in college, I had a weird moment in art class where I painted a stream and, without knowing why, titled it, "The Stream That Knew My Name." I hadn't thought about that in a decade. That night, I sat on the motel bed and turned on the TV. No cable, just fuzz. Until it changed. Another live feed. Another room. Not mine this time. Yours. Same comforter, same lamp, same dirty clothes near the closet, and a note on the bed. You clicked too. Oh. The screen went black. The auction was, for me, part 1. The listing had started like any other Friday night. I was at home scrolling through forums I probably shouldn't have been. On late night, curiosity and boredom are a dangerous mix. One link led to another until I ended up on a strange marketplace that looked like something off the dark web. The site looked like it was from the 90s. Basic HTML. No branding, no colors, just gray and black. The listings were weird but harmless enough at first. Old tech, vintage phones, obsolete flash drives, VHS tapes marked FBI training material, and Home Security Archive 1993. Then I saw it. Her hair was messy, face pale, eyes red from crying. She didn't say anything. She just stared straight ahead. The timer said the auction would end in 20 minutes. Model number 23A live. There was a video thumbnail next to the listing. I hovered my mouse over it, and the image moved. Woman. She was chained to the wall of a bare room, dimly lit by a flickering fluorescent light. The starting bid. $20,000. I clicked out immediately. My heart was pounding. What the hell had I just seen? Part 2. You've been outbid. Some twisted ARG or immersive horror game, maybe?
Nice.
People do messed up stuff online all the time, right? I shut my laptop, paced around my room, tried to convince myself it was fake. But I couldn't shake the feeling. I covered the webcam with tape. My hands were shaking. I opened my laptop again just to make sure I had exited everything. That's when it happened.
Wow, my webcam light turned on.
I hadn't clicked anything. My hands weren't even on the keyboard. Then a message popped up on the screen, black background, white text. You've been outbid. My mouth went dry. I slammed the laptop shut again and yanked the power cord out. Stood there, frozen, no movement. It was like my world had been vacuumed out, and my phone buzzed. I didn't want to read more. But curiosity and fear were battling in my brain, and fear was losing. It's an unknown number. Model number 23A is now on hold. The system has selected a replacement. I dropped the phone like it burned me. I moved, and the person on screen moved too. I picked it up again. Another message had come through. Congratulations, model number 2 for a location confirmed. Part 3, Home Invasion Protocol. I tried to call the police. No service. I ran outside. My neighbor's lights were off. I didn't see anyone on the street. No cars. Back inside, I opened my laptop again, this time in safe mode. It booted up to the same creepy auction site. Only now, there was one item listed. The thumbnail was a live feed from my bedroom, my exact setup. Same clothes I was wearing, same lighting. It was me. The timer showed 10 minutes left on the auction. I tried everything, turned off the router, unplugged everything, reset the power in the house. It didn't matter. My screen kept showing me. Just soft and polite. People were bidding. $30,000, $45,000. I backed away and ran into my closet, grabbing a baseball bat from under some laundry. $60,000, someone in the chat wrote. Asterisk, asterisk. She's panicking. I like that. Asterisk, asterisk, another said. Bet she tries the front door in 3, 2. There was a knock on the door. Not a loud one, like someone didn't want to wake the neighbors. Part 4. Model number 24A is sold. I didn't move. You're calling from an abandoned house 10 blocks away. Is this a prank? I didn't breathe. Whoever was outside knocked again, this time a little harder. My phone buzzed again. Unknown number? Don't make this difficult. You're sold. I called 911 again this time. It rang. 911. "What's your emergency?" the operator asked. Lights turned on. Someone called the cops. By the time they got there, my house was empty. No sign of forced entry, nothing missing, no auction site left on the computer, just a clean screen. A clean room. Someone's trying to abduct me. They hacked my webcam. They're selling me right now. "Please send someone," I said, my voice breaking. "What's your address?" I told her. There was a pause. "Ma'am," the operator said slowly, "this number is registered under a different location." "No," I screamed. "I'm at my house. Please, send someone." The line went dead. I heard the door open. I wasn't brave. I wasn't a fighter. I just ran. I didn't grab anything. Sprinted through the back, barefoot, into the neighbor's yard, screaming for help. But my webcam? The tape had been peeled off, and on the monitor, just before it turned black, was one final message. "Auction complete. Enjoy your purchase." The forum no one admits exists, Part 1. The invitation that shouldn't exist. I got the message at 3:12 a.m. It wasn't from a contact. No profile pic. It's just a username. Nolliser99. The message was short. "You're invited." But I was already in a weird headspace. Couldn't sleep. My apartment was too quiet. The kind of quiet where the fridge hum feels like a roar. It had a link. No context. No explanation. Now, normally, I'd ignore something like that. Curiosity got the better of me. I tapped the link. The page that loaded was nothing. No title. No graphics. Just a black screen with a list of numbered threads. Thread number 0001, thread number 0002, thread number 0003, thread number 2093. They just kept going. No descriptions, no usernames, just cold, sterile numbers. I clicked on thread number 0381. Some were cracked and moldy, others looked brand new. It was full of photos. Every image showed a closed door. Different types. Old wooden ones, apartment doors, metal security doors. It was eerie, but not terrifying. Until I scrolled halfway down and stopped cold, because there plain as day was my front door. Same stupid welcome mat my sister gave me that says "Go away." Same dent on the bottom corner. Same faded green paint. I ran to the front window, careful not to get too close. I peeked through the blinds, but this wasn't a picture. The timestamp said live, and I could see raindrops falling just like they were outside my window right then. It was a live stream of my front door. Part 2. The other threads. The forum page was still open. The stream still showed my front door. I slammed my laptop shut and stood up so fast I knocked over my chair. My heart was pounding. No one was out there. The hallway was empty, no strange cars, no lurking shadows, just rain and silence. I went back to the laptop. I had to be sure I wasn't imagining it. I opened it again, heart in my throat. Nothing. I checked my webcam. Nothing seemed hacked. I even opened the front door and looked around with my phone flashlight. No one? And then right in front of me, the doorknob twitched. I didn't breathe. I didn't move. The doorknob twitched again. Then nothing. I shut the browser completely and ran a full antivirus scan. But when I sat back down, the message tab from Nolliser99 had another message. "You clicked. Now you see." I didn't reply. I just blocked them. But part of me wanted to know more. So like an idiot, I opened the forum again. Sat in the living room for hours, with the lights on, clutching my phone like a weapon. And this time I clicked on thread number 0456. Inside were more live feeds, but not doors. These were rooms, bedrooms, basements, garages. People were in them. Some were sleeping, some were working. One woman was brushing her hair, staring directly at the camera. Destroy any device that accessed it. Most people vanish after 72 hours. Except there was no camera in the room, nothing visible. Thread number 0456 had my bedroom halfway down. I saw myself sitting on the bed, staring at the laptop. Live. A Reddit user I remembered from a creepy forum who posted something similar last year, then disappeared. Part 3. The ones who vanished, I unplugged everything and threw the laptop in my closet. I didn't sleep. The next day I posted anonymously on a tech forum, asking if anyone had seen a link like that. I left my phone, laptop, everything that touched that forum behind. Most replies mocked me, called me a troll, but one stood out. Username Signaleco wrote. Greater than you saw the doors and you're still here. Get out of your place. Had to know how deep it went. He sent a screenshot of another thread from that same hidden forum. This one had photos labeled with names of people. And under each was a single word in red. Missing. My skin went cold. One of the names was familiar. The photo under his name showed his front door. Half open. I checked my watch. It had been almost 24 hours since I clicked. Part 4. The final thread. I stayed at a motel that night. Cheap, dirty, but far from my apartment. The front desk clerk said I looked like I'd seen a ghost. I didn't care. That night, I borrowed a stranger's phone and used a VPN to access a new account on the dark web. Someone had archived pieces of the forum. It was incomplete, glitchy, but I found a thread near the bottom. Thread number 9999, the final one. It only had one post, one image, a long hallway lined with hundreds of doors. And at the very end, a figure standing still, facing away, wearing a hoodie. I stared at it for a while. Then my blood ran cold. Because as I zoomed in, I saw something horrifying. Each door in that hallway had a name on it. The one closest to the figure said "you" in all caps. And the one next to it said "me" just then. The figure turned its head a little. My motel room door creaked open.